Hello everyone, welcome back to PC Guys Off-Grid Cabin, where the work is never done, but we're doing it just for fun. I'm taking a quick breather right now because we're hard at it at work again on this bathroom build. And we actually missed filming on some of the things that we were doing here, and so I'm going to go over what all occurred there and why that happened. We came up Christmas Day with the intent of putting the trusses up and getting this roof on this thing. Well, we goofed. There's no other way to put it. We goofed, and we goofed bad. What happened was that there was an error made. I didn't do it, Mrs. PC Guy did it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I'm not the one that did the measuring.
Okay. I'll take blame for it. You know, I have to give her a hard time a little bit. But what happened was the top part of the truss was off by about ½ an inch. And so pretty much what happened was all that work we did on that video where we were putting the trusses together was all for nothing. We had to take every one of these trusses right back apart and redo them. And it cost us about a day and a half of work. And so what we wound up doing, I'm going to stand up to kind of show you how up here how we did this. When I took the first truss back apart, what I did is up there, I started putting those pieces up there, just put a screw in them and actually attaching them to the building. And I said, okay, what we'll do is we'll start putting them up there, and we're going to find where that mistake was. Well, the top part of the joint at the very top up there was where the error was. It was about a ½ inch too long on each side, and it threw everything off. Nothing would fit right. So we attached those boards up there and then reattached the plywood to it so that it would be held in the proper position that it needed to be in. And we took it all back down, laid it on the back of the trailer, and then we started just taking apart one truss at a time, putting C-clamps in it, clamping it to the first one, and then reassembling it. And like I say, it took us about a day and a half of work there of fighting with it. Of course, you saw that where we took and used glue on there and glued that plywood on there too, which made taking that stuff back apart a real challenge. Okay, lesson learned the hard way about putting that stuff up there like that. Won't ever do that again. That was pain. So we got back up here, finally got all the trusses put together, and we went up there and we started trying to put them up there. It was cold, the wind was blowing about 25 miles an hour that day, and we were trying to just get this thing up there as quickly as we could. And we couldn't have really done any video anyway because you wouldn't have heard anything I was saying other than numerous words of profanity, and nobody wants to hear that. And so it made a mess. But we came back up New Year's Day and we put the plywood up there. We got the plywood up there, and so now we're at the point now where we can start putting tar paper on it. I went and bought the sheet metal for it. And Mrs. PC Guy will turn around a little bit. I even got a couple sheets of siding up on here, which I wanted to get this up here because you need the stability to hold that wall from moving around and stuff when my big fat butt gets up there on that roof and starts doing things. Yes, I have a cross brace on here temporarily to hold it, but I wanted more on it just to take and make sure that this thing wasn't going to start moving back and forth, because if it starts moving back and forth, this whole thing could come down. And bad enough if it comes down, but it's even worse if I'm up on top of it when it does come down. That would be a really bad day for yours truly. So we're going to take and pause for just a minute and get our tar paper out so we can start cutting it, and then we'll start working from there. Got my tar paper out, and we're going to get it cut. Now, me and Mrs. PC Guy debated back and forth on how we was going to do this, and we decided the best way to do that is to cut these sections on the ground into 12-foot lengths, then roll it back up and then take it up there. That way we're not actually trying to cut it, because I ain't gonna lie, there's some really steep angles up there, and it's gonna be hard enough to maintain your balance and position and then try to fight with all of it at the same time. It's too bad that the tar paper, ow. I need my grandkids up here. I got so much crap on the ground right now from all this work. That's what grandkids are good for.
I try to get them up here.
Mrs. PC Guy took and pointed out something. I closed the door hole up over there. Now we can't get the chair out of here.
Uh-huh.
I told her not to do that, but she did it anyway.
Uh-huh.
How do you like me taking everything I do? I blame on her.
And 99% of the time, it's his fault.
Oh yeah. For this right here, it don't have to be exact, because there's going to be a little bit of overhang out there, and then we'll trim it up later. Sure is easier to take and handle short pieces of this stuff as opposed to one long roll. Thank you. She put her foot on the end of it. She is good for something. So we're going to take us a little break while I cut the rest of this stuff here, and when I pick back up with you, we'll be up on the roof. Well, this is going to be fun. The steep angle here on this thing is not going to be the easiest
in the world to get a sheet of tar paper lined up on it and get it tacked in. That was brilliant!
There went all his nails to put that up there. So guys, we're gonna pause a minute and we'll be right back.
Well, that was fun. See, I told y'all that we don't edit out our screw-ups and mistakes. Crap happens, man. See, I told Mrs. PC Guy the other day to get me a nail apron so I wouldn't have this problem. She forgot it.
Uh-huh. And how many times have you been to the to Lowe's or Home Depot or McCoy's that you could have got one?
See, the real problem was I didn't have you around to tell me to do it. See, which makes it your fault.
Haha.
Now this is a pain in the rear doing it this way, but I can't really think of a better way to do it, to be honest. You know, other than move the ladder down a little bit and keep going.
Yeah, that's all you can do.
Now, if I was a rich man and I had some scaffolds and things like that, I wouldn't be having this problem. Either that or one of those Sky Tracks. Sky Tracks, cherry picker, something. That was a goof up too. What happens when you're trying to nail something left-handed and you're not left-handed? Well, I wished I had Jason Crocker here. He'd show me how to do this crap. believe that?
What?
If Jason Crocker was here, he'd show me how to do this crap.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Whoops. Hey, we got it up there. Nobody died. Yet. Bent the nail over. That happens when you take it and trying to nail in these odd positions like this. Easy to do. Now we're gonna take us a quick break because when you're an old man like me, this takes a lot out of you. Then we'll come back, we'll start putting the next roll up. Hey, I'm up here and it ain't gonna boom yet. Tell for sure if I got enough overhang down there or not.
I don't think so.
Great.
I mean, you don't need much.
Yeah, it has to fold over and go over the top of that last roll of tar paper there. Not enough?
Not enough.
Alright. Oh well, we screw up.
Well, I can pause it and come up there and help you.
No, you can't.
Well, I can.
Because you know what? Mrs. PC Guy's scared of heights.
I mean, I can get on the ladder and make sure there's enough overhang.
Okay, well you can do that.
All right, folks, we're gonna do this and we'll be right back.
Alright. Getting that thing lined up is not easy.
Just to let you know, you pulled this
Yeah,
corner.
I know. I can slide it down once I get
Okay.
down here.
All right.
This old wind makes it kind of tough to
Yep.
position all this stuff.
Yeah, it wasn't blowing this morning. I think you need to keep going a little bit.
Uh-huh.
You don't have enough overhang over here.
You don't think so?
Mm-mm.
How's that?
A little bit more. That's good, hopefully. Kind of hard to judge.
It sucks being an old man and trying to do this kind of stuff. Hey, it just makes me trying to make myself feel young again. Good luck with that. So, we're going to take us a little break here while we take and get the rest of this tar paper rolled out, and then we're going to put some sheet metal down. So stay tuned.
Mama's spoiling the dog. We know whose dog that is.
Missed that one, dude.
Charlie, you getting spoiled?
One more. You gotta catch it.
Rotten dog. You know tater chips are not good for dogs.
If I didn't get no more.
Yeah, but he sure is looking at you mighty hopeful.
Nope, no more.
Alright, so we got all our tar paper up there on the roof, and I went ahead and put a couple of sheets of metal up there, and so I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time talking about this sheet metal. It's pretty straightforward, but we're just cutting it with a jigsaw with a metal cutting blade on it. And fortunately, the way this thing was put together originally, if you take an 8-foot sheet and you cut 3.5 feet off of it, then both pieces are perfect length to do one section of the building. The 4.5-foot section goes on top, 3.5-foot section goes on the bottom. The one thing I want to take and point out to the viewers is when you're cutting sheet metal like this, wear your safety glasses. Metal shards will fly around while you're cutting this metal, and if you get one of those in your eye, you're going to have a very bad day and a trip to the ER, and nobody wants that. So these are, yeah, they're tinted, but they're actually safety glasses rated, and so they protect my eyes pretty good while I'm cutting this metal. Like I say, I'm not going to take and I'm not even going to video the actual cutting of the metal. I mean, like I say, it's pretty straightforward, but I'll get this metal cut, and then once we do that, then I'll show you us putting it up there. All right, we're going to get this piece of metal up here. First thing I got to do is take and put our foam down. There's a foam backing that goes on each end. Then pretty much all it does is just help keep moisture from getting in behind the metal. It's pretty straightforward. Now this foam has a little sticky layer on the back of it, which really helps. Every bit of it just kind of locks in like a little bit of a jigsaw puzzle. This helps a lot, having these all that is just a little old pilot hole there, and my little old countersink tool works real well for that. It just makes it a lot easier to get your screws started through the metal and everything. In for some reason.
Not on a nail, or so you're not on a nail or something, are you?
I hope not. it went. Wow, good morning. Going away. Wow. That sucks.
What? Oh man, I lost you.
Dropping screws, babe.
Yeah, I see that.
There it went. I don't know why that thing didn't want to start for some reason.
Oh.
Guess I wasn't holding my mouth right. It's pretty straightforward on this, how this all goes together, but the most important thing with it is getting that first piece lined up correctly. And because if you misalign that first piece, then none of the rest of it's going to go on there right. Need to quit dropping screws. These screws are not cheap. Not this type with these rubber washers. I think that's about all I'm gonna do for today, because frankly I'm out of gas. This is the type of screws that I'm using to put that metal on there with, and I wanted to actually point out where I got them at and the setup that and why I like it so much. Most of your lumber yards these days are going to the buy everything in box type thing. I got this stuff at McCoy's, the metal and the screws and that stuff. McCoy's still takes and does some of the old school lumber yard things, like when you go in there and then you want these screws, they have them in a big old bin, and you stick a magnet in there and you get how many you want. You know, if you want a pound of them, you grab a pound, and they got a old-fashioned scale there and everything. That's old school lumber yard to me. And the other reason that I took and got this material at McCoy's as opposed to, say, Lowe's, Home Depot, whatever, is what was cost. And it pays to shop around. Absolutely pays to shop around. I got this metal for a little over $18 a sheet at McCoy's. Pretty much almost identical metal at Lowe's was like I want to say it was $27 and something. You know, you go buying. Well, I needed 8 sheets for this job. Well, you do the math on that. That's another $80. So that is a good reason for it. Now, I'm sure somebody is going to say, well, wait, this is just straight galvanized. The rest of it's green up there. Why did I go that route? Again, it was cost. McCoy's didn't even have green galvanized metal. But Lowe's, I want to say it was $38 a sheet for the green. And I mean, you know, I can't drop an extra $200 on sheet metal just to get green sheet metal. Okay, it just, to me, the money could be spent better elsewhere. Okay, so shop around, find out who's got the best deal and go with it. You know, of course, you know, and of course that also considers quality. Okay, you need quality too. If the material's not of good quality, then, you know, obviously you haven't done anything. But so here's the plan. Me and Mrs. PC Guy are going to take a little bit of extra time off from work next week. We'll have a full 3-day weekend. We're going to get back up here. We're going to get the rest of the sheet metal on this building and start getting the rest of these exterior walls up, get the windows put in, and get this thing completely dried in. So we do appreciate you watching our videos. Remember to hit that notification bell, and if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe to us. We do appreciate it. We love our viewers. I mean, there's no point in us being here without the viewers. This is your show. We appreciate you watching. Until next time, take care of yourselves and each other.